When we walking, are we loving? It's so we holding on.
7:31 coming up to 7:32 in Trinidad and Tobago. There's an image that might look a little confusing. You're wondering, what is that torchlight doing at the bottom there? That's actually the full moon in Mayaro coming up. And a bit of, I think that might be the planet Venus as well from Woodland in Laramine, actually, not Mayaro, Woodland in Laramine, as we have a look at that image. And this is an unusual one because my wife actually took one of these images a couple of weeks ago. These are actually the rays of the setting sun at the eastern horizon, not the western horizon, because it was clouds in the way and it blocked part of it. So you actually had this stream of light going from the eastern horizon, from the western horizon all the way to the east, and almost as if it was actually emanating from the eastern horizon. So that is, if it makes any sense to you, a sunset view from the east. It's a really strange sort of look as well. But let's move along now, because we want to talk about the creative sector in Tobago. It's about to get a boost as the Shore Park Complex Executive Management, they have developed a platform in the form of a competition that will run for 3 months. Applicants will have to submit their videos, and all the finalists will be attending a 2-day workshop where training will entail the business side of the arts, artist brand management, and performance technique. Well, to tell us more about the Tobago Grassroots Talent, we are joined by John Arnold, Executive Coordinator of Shore Park Complex, and Ricia, Marketing Coordinator of the same facility. Very good morning to you both. Let's start with Mr. Arnold. Good to have you with us once again. John, tell us what this competition is all about.
Yeah, morning, Fuzzy. Morning, Trinidad, Tobago. The Tobago Grassroots Talent Challenge, or competition, as we would refer to it, is really an idea of allowing the creative sector during this COVID period to have the opportunity to showcase. It's a platform for expression, and as such, we created this program. Already the submissions have been really, really good. And the first airing takes place tomorrow at 6 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook. But as I said, part of it is capacity building. Also, all the finalists that will come out of this show will have to go through a 2-day workshop, which we plan to do in collaboration. Again, we've spoken to IPO to facilitate a session on the business of the arts, the business of music, and also performance technique, and really to allow the Tobago creatives an opportunity to move one step further beyond just performing on the show. So we are excited, and we're looking forward to this as another step for the growth and a contribution to the creatives in Tobago during this difficult time.
Indeed, very difficult time indeed. And Ricia, for those who might have just come into this and to be aware of this event, is it something that people can still enter, can register, or have you already sorted out the list of competitors, and tomorrow being the first actual edition at 6 p.m. as was mentioned by John Arnold on YouTube? And so is it something that people can still enter and be part of?
Yes, good morning, Fazir. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. People can still enter. The purpose of the competition is to allow as many people the platform to display and, of course, to develop their talent. We have a sort of a roving deadline. So given that this show will air bi-weekly, we have deadlines to participate in the said episodes. So clearly the episode for tomorrow, that deadline has gone, but people can still register for the second episode. That would be on the later end of September, and other episodes, because we're going to be running straight down to December when we'll have the finals. So we're going to have about 6 qualifiers in all, so people are still able to register for those. Everything is being done virtually, so the registration form is on our social media. We're really encouraging people to go to those as Facebook, Instagram. All our handles are at Shore Park Complex. They could also email Shore Park Marketing or shoreparkcomplex@gmail.com. platform. We're really just getting the word out, trying to work with as many groups as possible for them to participate. But the response so far has truly been overwhelming. People are really taking to it. And as John said earlier, the talent and the videos that we've been receiving have just been amazing so far.
And Ms. Paul, what sort of range of talents are we talking about here? Are we talking about music, dance, the arts, that sort of thing, or something unusual kind of thing? Is that like what sort of range are we talking about?
So far we have a lot of people, a lot of singers, but we're open to all. So whether it's drama, dance, music, even comedy, we're definitely not limiting anyone to any specific skill set or talent. But so far we've been receiving, things along the typical lines: drama, dance, song.
Okay, John Arnold, is this for Tobagonians only? Can I record a stand-up routine or something about making fun of different people and so on and submit it?
What we can do is give you a wildcard appearance, but the performances. This competition is really geared towards the creatives in Tobago, to really allow them the platform to showcase, and really also for it's really about the communities. What we're trying to do is really allow all north, south, east, southwest of Tobago to participate. I'm really pleased with the first airing tomorrow. You'll see performers from north, as far as Roxborough, you would see from Mariah, you would see from Signal Hill, from Scarborough, from Lekoto, and I think that's great. And also the demographics in terms of the age, and also we have a which also shows the multi-ethnic, multicultural of Tobago. We also have a chutney also in the mix. So it's really a nice combination of talent. And as Ricia said, one of the things we really want to emphasize is that each show, although it's a competition, is really, we want to, as I see you started with the song Always One Family, it's a really appropriate song. It's really about keeping that in a time like this that's really, really hard. And really, for performers, even myself, it's hard not getting to work, not getting to actually play music and really go out there. So I can imagine for many persons, this is a beautiful opportunity to go out there, prepare, and people are really, really being creative with their performances. I love it.
And John, you just mentioned Lekoto. Just correct me. I just wanted to bring up on the Tobagonianese. Isn't it pronounced Lekito?
Yeah. Well, Lekoto or Leketo, yeah, two names. Yeah, you go. I mean, in Tobago, you have the accent is strong in some places. So Lekoto, yeah, you can say Lekoto.
All right.
We actually, some people spell it Lescotu. I mean, as a writing.
Well, I wouldn't get Ricia Paul into that argument. I wouldn't get Ricia Paul into that discussion at all. But Ms. Paul, from your own point of view, is there the possibility, given the response that you've had so far, of being overwhelmed now that it's becoming more, people will become more aware that it's going to be on, first airing is going to be 6 o'clock tomorrow on YouTube. You go to the Shaw Park Complex site to get all the information and so on. But are you concerned about that, Ricia Paul, that maybe you might be struggling to contain the event if you get more and more entries at this stage?
Well, the thing about it is the response to the people's response to the competition so far. We initially were going to have the finals in November, but we've decided to extend it to December simply because of the volume of entries that we've been receiving and just the quality of talent. Initially, we had labeled it as grassroots talent, ordinary people with extraordinary talent. But when it is that we saw just the quality of talent and the number of people, we decided to extend it to December to allow as many people as possible to be able to participate, because from each episode we're just going to be taking the top 2 to advance to the finals. As Mr. Arnold would have said earlier, we're also going to reserve 2 wildcards to anybody that we see throughout the competition because of how judging is. The public is part of that. So 50% of the scores is going to come from our internal panel of judges, and the other 50% would come from people's support on social media. So, that can go any way. But we are reserving the right to have 2 wildcards just to ensure that we have a quality show in December. And this is taking on a life of its own. So we're definitely developing and growing as it goes along. I do kind of see where we may have to have like a final cutoff point, but not as yet. People are still able to register to participate.
Okay, John Alden and Ricia Paul, certainly everyone is tremendously excited in the Sister Island. Indeed, for all of us to see what is going to be happening with the first show tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Thanks very much for joining us, talking about the Tobago Grassroots Talent, and by definition for people in Tobago really to show their skills all the way from Roxborough to Crown Point, to give you all those opportunities and everywhere in between. And indeed, as you heard, extending the competition, which should have ended in November, is going to December as well. As we go